Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here, and welcome to a brand new video. So we're going to be starting our virtual pinball build today. Well, actually, it's not. We're not really starting the build today. I still have a lot of parts that I need to make a list for replacements and wires and solenoids and graphics cards. So there's a lot of stuff, and I'm not an expert on those things. So it's going to take a little while before I get into the virtual pinball machine itself. But one thing I kind of feel comfortable about doing is mods and modifications. So I decided I would just go ahead and start with that today because I had some free time. Oh, and by the way, I'll either have another video out tomorrow or on Tuesday where we're going to be taking a look at a lot of my life-size Star Wars figures. And I'll be making the official announcement on the life-size Darth Maul. Already got a couple pieces, and man, that thing is going to be really killer looking once that's finished. So stay tuned for that video coming up again in the next couple of days. So, on to modifications. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to try to add a floating Delorean into my pinball machine. And so I knew the 1/18 scale was going to be too big for sure, because those are the ones that I use in my room already. And so I looked at this one by Jetta. It's a 1/24 scale. Now this one too, I kind of knew was going to probably be too big, most likely anyways. But I said I'd go ahead and give it a chance and see if it worked, because one cool thing about this one, and besides that it is a floating one, the tires come down on it, is it actually lights up. So I thought that would look really cool in the pinball machine. So I went ahead and I took one of them out of the box. I tried to put it on the playfield right above the TV monitor itself, and of course it was too big. It really wasn't even close. I don't even know. I don't even know why I even thought it would fit. But I mean, it almost kind of fit, but no, not really. So I then thought, well, then I could try a Hot Wheels one, but the Hot Wheels are just too small. And so I ended up finding out that this same company makes I believe this is a 1/32 scale, which is right here. Okay, we'll kind of take a better look at that. Now the only thing with this one is it doesn't light up, and it doesn't have the tires that flip out for the floating. So I had to go ahead and do a modification on one of them and to see how it would turn out. And that's what we're going to look at now. So I'm still going to be doing another build on this one, but let me get this a little bit closer. It's actually a really cool model, of a die-cast model. There are some plastic parts, some of the other things, like here it shows the back license plate has the code bar on it, but it doesn't. It's actually the out of time. So I'm not sure why they showed that on the picture. Same thing with the larger one as well. It's not focusing in. That's the license plate it has when it shouldn't. But again, these are like really inexpensive. These, you can get these at Best Buy for $19.99. So don't go buy them on eBay for $30 or $40. And the same thing with these, or this size here. These are like $9.99. You can get these on Amazon. You can get the free shipping if you got Prime. So they're really cool. Oh, another thing, they don't have the DMG or whatever the logo is on the front. But again, really minor things, and for the price and for what I want to use them for, they work out just fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at the modification that I did. Well, I'll just leave this one out. And I'm not really into modding die-cast vehicles, more just Star Wars stuff and TIE Fighters and Millennium Falcons and whatnot, but went ahead and made this up. We'll go ahead and take a look. It's got a little stand. Now for the stand itself, Get this a little bit lower. I actually used the same plastic harness that they actually use to keep it steady inside the box. You get a couple of these. So I just used one of those for the base, and then I did a screw and did the screw up through the bottom of the vehicle. And then you can see here how we have the tires that are flipped out. Now originally I was going to just take the tires off of the axles and glue them into the wheelbase, but I didn't like how that looked. I actually wanted them to be off from the actual vehicle itself. So what I ended up doing is I took apart the car and actually had to use a grinder to get the actual axle out of the tires. I mean, they were just so stuck in there. And then I got some of this material. I don't know where I got this at. It's kind of like a metal, but it's really flexible. It's, yeah, I don't want to bend this up too much because I'm going to be using it into the other vehicle. But I just measured out and cut a couple of these pieces, stuck them back into the tires, glued them, and then kind of rotated them around. And they're still adjustable, so if they're not quite level, I can always kind of bend them a little bit, so they are kind of flexible, so I can get just the right look. And then what I did is I then painted inside black, that way you didn't see the silver. And then I came back with, here I just used a blue Sharpie, and then once I did the blue Sharpie in there, I used some rubbing alcohol with a Q-tip and kind of cleaned a lot of it off because the Sharpie was way too dark of a blue. So this one kind of gives it like a more of a glowing blue a little bit. I mean, it's not that noticeable, but again, let me bring it a little bit closer. And there we go. So now this is my floating or flying DeLorean, which now I can try to put on the play field inside the pinball machine. So that's what I worked on today. And we'll go ahead and pause the camera really quick, and I'm going to get this in place inside the pinball machine, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so here's the vehicle inside the pinball. I wanted to show it to you at a couple different angles, and I will put it on a tripod. It'll look much better when everything else is in place and I have all of the clouds and everything, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick look. Also too, we have, you know, I have those lights set up for lightning. I'll show you one more angle of it. This is like a pretty cool angle right here. Now my other idea was going to be to add a actual clock face, a lit up clock face right here. And I actually had one that a guy was going to make me. However, I just realized after doing all of the measurements that that center circle that's on my machine, it's not centered. It's actually 9.5 from this side, and it's 10 from that side over there. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing the clock or not now, because that's really going to show that it's off center. I kind of figured that when I was, you know, when I used to play this machine, it always kind of looked like it was off center just a little bit. But I never measured it. I really never got into the machine itself that much. And now that I started these mods, I decided to measure everything. And yeah, so that kind of sucks that wasn't put in properly, but we'll find a workaround for it somehow, and if not, I'll just try to cover it up or do something else. So anyways, that's it. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend so far. Again, look for the other videos that are going to be coming out, and we shall talk to you real soon.